Hello and welcome. I'm Emil from Running Expert. I'm here with Lars.
That's me.
And we have the Hoka Tecton X free. So Lars, you've been running in these shoes.
Yes.
How did you find them?
I find them to be exceptional. They're really, really good at some things.
Yes.
But there's some limitations that we should probably talk about if you're considering buying the shoe.
So let's jump into all the positive things first.
Yeah. First up, the midsole. It's 100% PEBA.
Wow.
2 layers. You have a carbon plate, or
You actually have 2 carbon plates.
just 2 carbon plates inside, parallel to each other, and fairly bouncy and still soft ride, which is very, very pleasant. And not soft enough that you feel that it's too soft when you like land on grass and that kind of stuff, but also soft enough that when you're on asphalt, it's comfortable and springy.
Yes. It also feels, just by having it in hand, it feels nice and springy and soft.
Yeah.
All the things that I like in a shoe.
Yeah, and it seems like they've hit the sweet spot, in my opinion, because it's not as soft as some of the road running shoes, but if you're out in the terrain, that could be quite an issue as well.
Yeah.
Performance-wise, it's very, very fun to run in, and it gives a little bit of kick, gives comfort, and is fun. And I've tried it on different types of runs, so it's a little bit of a wide palette you can use it on.
Nice. You mentioned it has 2 carbon plates.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, it's because you can twist the shoe a little bit more, like the torsion.
Yes.
So you have a little bit more control.
This way,
Yeah.
it feels like.
So you get more control in the shoe, but you still get that stiffness during toe off and the stability from those wings that stick out here as well.
By looking at the shoe, this seems weird.
Yeah, this seems weird. It's very, very comfortable. But it has some limitations as well as the midsole. I'll talk about the positive things first.
Yes.
So the upper is a matrix upper. Matrix is like a very, very thin, very strong fabric, static fabric, which sometimes can be a little bit hard to get a proper fit on a trail shoe or generally on a shoe because it's so static it doesn't like conform to your foot. So they put it together with a quite elastic fabric through the tongue and up here in the collar.
Kind of like a mid-cut shoe boot thing.
Yeah, boot, gaiter.
It goes up right over your ankle bone.
Yeah, and it just fits tight and nice, and it almost creates kind of a suction feel. I have not tried anything like it, and it doesn't feel like your foot is moving up and down at all. So it's extremely comfortable.
No heel slip.
No heel slip, exactly, and has a vamp here, so you get a little bit more of that flexibility here in the forefoot for your toes. So it's overall extremely comfortable. And then the last thing is the outsole, which is a Vibram light base outsole. Vibram works, and it sticks to anything I've tried so far. It hasn't been like super, super wet the last couple of days. You can see it's a little bit of a dry and grassy. But overall, it's a very, very positive outsole.
It still has that sticky feeling to it.
It has a little bit of that football shoe feel when you run on asphalt, or you can hear the sound.
The cleat?
But you don't actually notice that much underneath your feet because it's so soft and nice.
Good. And they've turned the chevrons, so they turn one way in the forefoot and another way.
Yeah, so a little bit more downhill grip, a little bit more
uphill
grip.
Yeah. Nice.
Just a really good and quite nice outsole.
Yeah. Let's just clean up here.
Yeah.
And then move on to what you called it, the limitations.
Limitations. I think it's important for a shoe like this to say what the limitations are because it's actually a really, really, really good shoe and it's easy to hype it up. But there are some limitations based on the midsole and the upper, in my opinion. And the main thing is the stability. Not that it doesn't have stability because it has quite a nice wide platform. You still have those carbon plates that help with not being too soft.
It doesn't look like an old school trail shoe. They were always super narrow and close to the ground. This is different.
But I think if you're going to go out with this shoe in a little bit more of a technical terrain, then you need a little bit more of a technical ability.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a shoe that you can't use for technical terrain. I think it's just a shoe that needs a little bit more ability from the runner's point of view.
And it's not where it's performing the best.
No. The funny thing though is that when you put it on a really, really good runner, it's a shoe that's won the UTMB 2023. It won the Western States in 24. It can handle this.
Yes.
But it's all down to that you don't have that much of a structure because of this nice and comfortable mesh, and also because of a little bit of a softer foam.
But those two competitions that you just mentioned, they are also super long distance.
Exactly.
And that might be where this shoe shines the most.
Yes. I tried it on a race, 8 kilometers. It was comfortable, it was great. It wasn't a super technical race, but I felt comfortable the entire time. I could run as fast as it wasn't the shoe. To say it like that, it was more me.
Okay, and you didn't win.
Exactly.
So, is that all for limitations?
That is all for limitations. So overall, it's really, really fun to run in. It's great if you want to go from your house to trail and back again. It's really good on a lot of different surfaces, and it's overall a really fun shoe.
Great. And you can find them on runningexpert.com.